In the latter half of the 20th century, an island nation in East Asia quietly began a transformation that would reshape the global economy. Taiwan, with its mountainous landscapes and bustling cities, was emerging from decades of post-war reconstruction, seeking both identity and technological relevance. Amidst these social and economic pressures, a new industry began to take root: semiconductors. What started as modest research labs and government initiatives would eventually place Taiwan at the center of the world's technological supply chain. The story of Taiwan semiconductors is one of foresight, strategy, and a relentless pursuit of precision. The roots of Taiwan's semiconductor industry trace back to the early 1970s. At the time, the global semiconductor market was dominated by American firms such as Intel, Fairchild, and Texas Instruments. Taiwan, seeking to modernize its economy, viewed technology as a strategic avenue for development. Key figures emerged during this period. Among them was Morris Chang, a Taiwan-born engineer educated in the United States, who had spent decades in the American semiconductor industry. In 1974, he returned to Taiwan at the invitation of the government's Industrial Technology Research Institute, or ITRI. Chang's vision was to create a domestic semiconductor industry capable of competing on a global scale. Photographs from the time show early laboratories crowded with engineers, measuring instruments, and prototype wafers. These modest beginnings belied the global impact Taiwan would later achieve. The social context was one of urgency. Taiwan was experiencing rapid industrialization, transitioning from agriculture to manufacturing. The government, recognizing the strategic importance of high-tech exports, offered incentives, research funding, and policy support. Economically, Taiwan lacked natural resources but possessed a disciplined workforce and a growing base of engineers. Politically, the Cold War environment encouraged technological development, both as a source of national pride and as a strategic buffer in East Asia. The late 1970s and 1980s marked Taiwan's ascent in semiconductor manufacturing. The establishment of Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC, in 1987 was a defining moment. TSMC's innovation was its pure-play foundry model, focusing solely on manufacturing chips designed by other companies. This approach allowed global technology firms to outsource production, while Taiwan became a center of precision fabrication. Breakthroughs came quickly. By the 1990s, Taiwan had mastered advanced process technologies, producing ever smaller, faster, and more energy-efficient chips. Cultural factors, such as a strong emphasis on education, technical training, and workplace discipline, combined with global forces like the rising demand for personal computers and mobile devices, fueled this growth. News reports from the era highlight Taiwan's growing reputation. Industry observers noted that foreign semiconductor companies increasingly depended on Taiwanese foundries for production. Letters from investors emphasized confidence in the island's engineers and infrastructure, citing a unique combination of government support and entrepreneurial initiative. Cause and effect is clear. Government investment in research and development led to skilled human capital. Skilled engineers attracted foreign partnerships, and those partnerships generated revenue and technical expertise, creating a self-reinforcing cycle of growth. Today, Taiwan is recognized as a linchpin of the global semiconductor supply chain. Companies such as TSMC produce chips for virtually every major technology brand in the world. The island's semiconductor industry accounts for more than half of the world's advanced logic chip manufacturing. Historians interpret Taiwan's rise as a demonstration of strategic planning and public-private collaboration. Unlike other latecomers to technology markets, Taiwan leveraged policy, talent, and innovation to overcome geographic and resource limitations. The story of Taiwan semiconductors is also a story of resilience and foresight. It reminds us that technological dominance is not solely the product of resources or luck, but of careful planning, human capital, and the willingness to embrace innovation. The islands that once labored quietly in the shadow of larger powers now shape the devices, communications, and digital infrastructure of the modern world. In the reflection of polished wafers and humming cleanrooms, one sees not only silicon and circuits, but the deliberate choices of a nation determined to secure its place in history.